If you have ever wondered what it is like to be in a coma, well, look no further. This is the video for you. I was in a medically induced coma for roughly 3.5 to 4 months at the age of 14 years old. I am now 22, so this happened about 7 years ago. So I will describe how it was for me personally in my experience. This is a medically induced coma, so not a coma where people just fall into a coma themselves. Mine was done by the doctors in order to preserve my body and help my body heal itself. So, well, how did you end up in a coma? So basically, I can go into more detail about this, but basically I got the flu, then pneumonia, then sepsis, and then MRSA all in my lungs. So I was fucked, basically. No one should live through that, but I did. So that is why they decided to put me in a coma. And yeah, I was also on life support, dialysis, breathing machines, feeding tubes, GI tubes, trach, the list goes on and on and on. So basically, I'm going to start with the feeling of being in a coma. So for me personally, it feels as if, when you're laying in bed and you're in a very uncomfortable position. That's how it felt for me, but you can't move. So you're just laying there, and they say, oh, people can't hear in comas. Yes, they can. Oh, yes, they can. They can also feel. So there is that. So basically, you're laying in this position where you cannot move. You can hear the doctors. I wouldn't say all of the time. I would say about 50% of the time you're mentally coherent and you want to scream, cry, all of these emotions, but you can't. So that is what it feels like to be in a coma. That's just like the basis feeling. Yes. So you're trying to move every muscle in your body, and the doctors would say, oh, move your hands. Why are you telling me to move my hands if you know that I can't? But I would still try. The only thing that I could really do is clench my jaw. But I did not know that I had a intubation tube in. So I don't know if I was biting on that or whatnot. But that is the only physical thing that I could do with my body. Okay, so let's get into the other 50%. So I already said that you can hear, you can feel. Basically, you're just full of all of these emotions and uncomfortableness that you cannot act on. Can't even fuck about the situation. You just gotta sit there and take it. So the other 50%, this is just for me personally. My brain was trying to come up with theories as to why are we so messed up right now? What is going on? Because I didn't know. So I say these are dreams, but they felt more as if realities that I was living through. These dreams were so real that it felt like that's what was happening, because your brain has to come up with a theory to explain. So first theory that I had was, a little backstory. I always wanted to go into the army. I wanted to be an army girl. That's just who I was back then. Very tough, very outgoing, very much wanted to win over the boys. So the place that I lived had a base. My stepdad was ex-military or retired through the military, whatnot. So we would go on the base all of the time. So I was very familiar with the military base. So my first dream was I was in the military on the base, and the base got raided, and I hit in a bush. Pow! Got shot. Freaking face. Whole side of my face was blown off. I think that dream started from the very beginning because I was in an ambulance, and I think I connected the ambulance ride to that. I don't know, but that was my first dream. Lovely. The second dream was when I was in the hospital. I thought, I'm a little psychotic, okay? I don't know, my brain's a little messed up in there. I was thinking, oh, yeah, my mom just took me to like a rundown hospital, draining me of all my blood so she could harvest my organs. Obviously, she's gonna harvest my organs. So that was my second dream, and that's what I thought was happening. And then the third dream, I don't know if you can. Right here, they put me on life support. But obviously I didn't know I was being put on life support. So I'm like, oh yeah, my little brother took a pair of scissors and just stabbed me in the neck. That's what happened, right? I don't know. So those are the dreams that I had. I did have a spiritual experience though. I did. You guys don't have to believe me, but this is what happened to me personally. So my mom would tell me that I had like a code blue. If you don't know what that is, it's not good. Go look it up. But I had like a code blue every single day the first month that I was in the hospital. So I don't know if I was like really dying and I experienced this, but the first experience that I experienced was just love, warmth, acceptance, because I thought I was gonna die. So I was like, don't be sad, I'm ready for this. But the real spiritual experience that I had it was all like dark. I saw a huge tree, which is, don't look at that, the tree of life. I forget what exactly it's called in like the Greek terms, but it's the tree of life. And then I saw balls of energy, orbs of energy, all different colors floating around. So that is what I saw. So yeah, if you guys have any questions on anything else, let me know. I had to learn how to walk, talk, eat, drink. I had to learn all of these things again because of how deconditioned my body was. I couldn't even I was laying down, I couldn't even lift my arm up because that's how weak I was. Oh, could you go to the bathroom on the toilet? No. I had a catheter in, and then they also put a tube in my butt. Freaky ass. So yeah, that happened as well. Very violating. But all of it is kind of a fever dream. I can't really comprehend how I went through all that. But also, I'm not looking for sympathy. I am glad that this happened to me. I am very fortunate that this is what happened to me. Because without this experience, I would not be the person that I am today. This is why I got the star. Because I'm chosen. I am here for a reason. I just need to find it. Don't we all? Anyways, this is my story time. Thanks. Also, just to put this into retrospect of how rare it is to get all of these sicknesses at once. Mind you, I got them in 3 days. There are only, back in 2018, there are only 10 cases of this happening to people in the entire US, and only 3 survived. Have I found those people yet? No. Hopefully this does help though.
That's wild. I never thought about people in a coma. I thought they could all hear and stuff, but I guess medically induced is different. because the hospital put you under. But I wonder if they can all hear, feel, and think and stuff. I always think about that scene from Kill Bill when she woke up and like kicked butt, but it's like, that's fake. But that's crazy. That's so interesting though. I would like, if I had anybody now that she's told me all this, I'm talking to you every day. I'm playing the radio for you. I'm playing music you like, because I want you to realize you're still here with us, because no one wants their loved ones gone after a coma. You want to be able to still speak to them, and I'm glad she's awake and she's chosen. Yeah, because having 3 diseases like that, deadly at that, and she survived, that's freaking incredible to me. I'm glad she's able to make TikToks and like tell her story, because this is information we all need to have. Like, this is crazy. This should be in like college studies. What do you guys think about this? Would you talk to someone in a coma? Put it in the comment section below.